Hello and welcome everyone to podcast episode number 15 of Christine's Blessing. I am.com, and today, I don't say my podcasts stack on each other, right? Like you don't have to have listened to 1 or 2 or 3 to get podcast 10, 11, or 12, and I, because it's my life, am noticing some linearness, right? So today I want to talk about enemy of the state number 2. Enemy of the state number 2 today. Oh my goodness. I don't even know what to call it yet. All I know is it is here. It is in my face. Maybe it's the F it mode, right? Let's say F it mode. Enemy of the state number 2 is F it mode, right? So I've been thinking about doing a podcast for over a year, since the pandemic, even a little bit some, right? Like a lot of people. And while I didn't start my podcast a year ago, what I did do a year ago is begin the inquiry of starting a podcast. Which platform is the best platform to go on? What all do I want to include? Do I want to have music? Do I not want to have music? Do I want to have it be a video podcast, like a visual podcast? Excuse me. So I chose Anchor, right? And after all my research, after everything, I chose Anchor. And the main reason why I chose Anchor over any other free, put your podcast out there platform is because Anchor is connected with Spotify. And it gives you the option on Anchor to add a song on Spotify to your podcast that actually has it be included in your episode. So every episode I've done, I've had one of it be an podcast episode on Anchor only, and the other one been a podcast episode with music on Spotify. And first few episodes, no problem, went through without a hitch. First 3. Podcast episode number 4 is when I realized that when I add music to my podcast, it only posts on Spotify and it does not post on Anchor, which would explain why for 3 days, even though I could see Anchor, I could see it said I had a podcast done. I had 2 podcasts done. I had 3 podcasts done. When I went to go add my RSS code to other podcast websites so that my podcast would be visible for me on there, it was saying I couldn't add it because this podcast doesn't have any episodes. And as I just did 3 episodes, they're on Spotify. I can see them, right? So it wasn't until I got to episode number 4 that I realized, oh my goodness, none of this is actually posting on Anchor because I'm adding songs. It's only posting on Spotify. So I corrected and I went back. This is when episode Enemy of the State number 1 showed up, perfection, because on Anchor, it shows that my first 4 podcasts dropped on October 4th. I know I dropped October 1st, October 2nd, October 3rd. I didn't wait till I got home. I did podcast episode number 1 when I get home. I did not wait. And so I dealt with that, right? I dealt with it's not going to be perfect anymore. And now people on here, they're not going to know in 365, yeah, but it only starts blah, 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 blah. Okay, I dealt with all of that. So now here I am. We're at episode number 15. And in the interim between podcast episode number 4 and podcast episode number 15, something has been happening on Anchor where when I go to post now my video for Spotify, or podcast for Spotify with music, it keeps coming back being rejected, saying the cover art I'm using is potential copyright infringement. So me just not knowing, I said, okay, fine, I'll change my picture. So I changed my picture a couple times. I put a picture of my face up there, which I didn't really want. I put a picture of a screenshot of the video I made, which I didn't really want. And I did it anyways because I was more interested in having my podcast aired on Spotify than having it have the picture that I wanted for for the, yeah, whatever, like, F it, whatever. Okay, fine, F it. I can't have the picture I want. Fine, let's go buy another picture. And then that picture was rejecting. And so I went on Spotify just to do some research myself to actually see how many of my episodes posted and how many of them didn't. And I was surprised. There were actually a lot of my episodes that hadn't posted on Spotify and had been rejected that I thought had gone through. A, because I changed the picture, but also because I thought they had gone through. And then there was one where the song that I had chose for it wasn't the song that had gotten posted to Spotify. Oh my goodness. F it again shows up. Are you freaking kidding me right now? Right? So, okay, fine. You know what? I'll just create a whole other cover art for the podcast that I add music to that I put on Spotify. So that was my thinking. So what do? I have my calendar here, this block calendar. I change it every day. Well, every day that I remember to change it, right? There have been times when I don't remember. And it's a little embarrassing when I'm in my video call with a client and I'm asking them about the day and I catch in the corner of my eye that my calendar says the day before or 2 days before. So I'm not 100%, but I'm pretty spot on with changing over my block calendar. So what I decided was, well, it's actually a really nice looking block calendar. It's actually a really nice setup. Why don't you just have this be your cover art? And then every day that I change it, the date will be the cover art of that day's episode. Perfect. You know what? That's not even an effort anymore. That's actually a generated, oh my God, I love this. This is going to be so amazing conversation. So I do that. And yesterday, October 14th, yesterday, I sat there. I took all of my episodes off of Spotify so I could have the cover art be the same, right? Consistency. For those of us creating a brand, we know consistency is the name of the game. So fine, do this picture here for all of them. And do you know, I woke up this morning to all damn near 11 of my podcast episodes that I resubmitted to Spotify with a picture of the calendar on my desk as the cover art. I got messages back from them saying 11 of my episodes had copyright infringement. So today, October 15th, now that I am done creating my podcast for today, I am going to get on the phone with an Anchor representative and actually get to the source of this. The source of what? The source of the inconsistency and what the heck is the copyright infringement? This is literally a picture of a calendar on my desk. Now, here's what's so great, right? Because I sat there yesterday doing all of this. And because I had already seen for myself that enemy of the state number one, perfection, was a freaking doozy. Like that giant reset button doozy. Or if any of you all have read or seen the Netflix show The Good Place, every single time he resets the good place / bad place. Yeah, that's what perfection was for me, right? It was that kind of a trigger, that kind of a prompt. So this right here, that 11 of my episodes are not on Spotify, and I'm telling people I'm on Spotify, is like so not perfection. And all I want to say is F it. F it. F it. Instead though, last night, I said, okay then, if they're not going to give you what you want, where else are you going to go and get it from?